Hey everybody, welcome back to another Gitty Gang Show, number 211 if you can believe that. It is the first day of April, as you're probably well aware, and don't worry, there'll be no April Fool's shenanigans going on here on the Gitty Gang Show. Just our usual shenanigans. Here around the Gitty workshops, we've got a bit of an office pool going of what is the last day that Danny will wear his stocking hat. I'm thinking once the ice goes out of the river around July 4th, probably.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, usually July, you know, it starts to warm up, and we have our 1 or 2 nice weeks of weather here in beautiful, scenic New Hampshire. We're glad you're out there with us. I see the names we love to see all filtering in. Jimbo Burt and Rob Roble and Louis Lamanna, Max Wiedenheft, who was sure, before we even started, that it was going to be a great show today, so by God, we fooled one. Thank you, Max. We appreciate that. I've got your comments pulled up.
I do have to give a shout out to Dutch Wigman.
Oh, Big
He's
Dutch!
not out there. He doesn't get the chance, but he wanted a shout out. So Dutch, I know you're turning 90 this year.
90.
Yeah, 90.
Jeez.
90. You know, so
And he's out there building guitars, and by God,
he's
keeping us
gotten every one of our kits since the beginning. So Dutch, thank you very much.
keeping us on our toes.
Keeping us on our toes.
Anytime we do something that isn't quite up to snuff,
He's our biggest fan.
He lets us know, by God.
He lets us know.
Well, thank you, Dutch. We're glad you're out there, buddy. Keep on kicking. Marty Tauber's out there. By gosh. And I'll switch over to YouTube here. That was YouTube. Nope, that's Facebook. Don't worry, folks. Trained professionals. They're not, I mean, they're not here,
Don't worry,
but
we'll fix
there
it in
are
post.
trained professionals in the world. I'm fairly certain of it. There's YouTube, Bill Nolan and Richard Stumpf, and I see Kale out there, Shane Spiel, who got married on April Fool's Day. She still hasn't gotten the joke, though, I don't think, Shane. Hey-oh! Don't worry, it's coming. So we've got some videos for you today, including, we're going to run it towards the end of the show, but our own wicked whistler, Ashley Mapes Bluin, who's in the band Off She Goes, that Danny and I are members of, she took a special sort of penny whistle for a little bit of a demo outing.
Gorgeous penny whistle.
Played it at the Irish Session this past Sunday. Been having fun with it. Of course, the penny whistle was made by our own Jim Morris out of some copper pipes. So the whole wind instrument side of homemade instrument building, you know, I've talked about it. I've got a book on how to build flutes out of PVC pipes. Of course, I never actually did it, but somebody did, and that somebody is Jim Morris. So we'll be running that video, and we're running it late in the show so that Ashley can tune in for it, because she's always in the, she can't be here in person at this time on a Friday because she's always picking her kids up from school. But she said by 3:45 she should be able to tune in. So we're going to wait to see her name pop up and then run it. We've got a great new What's the Deal with Spiel for you from Shane. He's going to be talking about finding your motivation to play, getting over those roadblocks that some of us put in front of ourselves. Most of them in here saying I'm not good enough.
Yeah,
or
I know about them.
I can't do it, or you know, blah blah blah. So he's going to be talking about that. I'm going to give you a top secret lesson on how to play. There's been a lot of buzz lately. If you remember the Friends of Gitty group on Facebook, you'll see that our buddy Scott Heron spilled the beans a little bit this morning about a big project I've been working on. So we'll have a little bit of a lesson. Got a video from Kale. We got another one from Tim Henderson. Danny's going to sing a Chris Stapleton song. Hold on to your dingles for that. Did I just say
Hold on to your dingles.
Don't say that on live TV, people. That's not appropriate for a family. Anyway, I'm going to sing...
This is why I let him do the talking.
You know,
'cause
a
I'm even
dingle
worse.
once ate my baby.
Dingle is a town in Ireland, I'll have you know. A beautiful town.
Yeah, but you don't want to hold any
So
of
hold
them.
on to them. Danny, why don't you do the rest of the show? I gotta go. But seriously, folks, he's gonna sing Broken Halos by Stapleton. Not quite yet.
Oh,
A couple of announcements first. Not quite. He's ready. Let's go. Let's do this thing. Announcements. We talk about the New Orleans Cigar Box Guitar Festival shaping up to be a really good one. I spoke with Collins Kirby last week about them partnering with the Jazz Museum down there, which is a big deal. Aaron Coburn, who was the second place winner of our video contest, might be on the docket there. All sorts of good stuff happening. So that's going to be January 19th through the 21st. And of course, there is a whole slew of cigar box guitar festivals between now and then. I mean, that's practically next year. So there's a lot going on. Basically, all of them are going on between now and then. Huntsville, we're helping to sponsor the one down in Huntsville there that's been going for, I think this will be the 17th or 18th year. Pennsylvania, this will be the 11th, 12th year for that. All sorts of good stuff happening all around the country and some even all around the world.
When is the Pennsylvania one this year?
What a great question. I'd ask the guy sitting in front of Google, not live on a camera. Well, I guess he is okay. It's usually the third weekend in August is when Pennsylvania fires off there in beautiful, bustling York, Pennsylvania. So, another announcement. Not that most of you can make it, but I want to tell you anyway. Off she goes. Just booked a gig for this coming Thursday downstairs in the brewery. We played there, if you remember, last Friday, a week ago. After the Gitty Gang Show got done, we had to get all packed up and get down there, and we played for 3 hours, 3.5 really. And boy, wasn't that a time. Hot crowd, everybody having a grand time. We've trotted out some of those new songs that we'd been working on. Really a great, great time. So, yeah, Thursday for that. And then Danny and I, with our other musical embodiment, I don't know, group, we'll call it a group, Eastwood Station, we're in talks with the Conway Scenic Railroad. Just an hour or so up the highway from where we are right now, up in North Conway. Beautiful, one of the best tourist railroads in the country, in my opinion, about doing some live music up there, on trains, around trains, in and amongst trains. Whew! It's going to be a grand time. So, without further ado, we've got a video. This is a video we meant to run a while back, and things happened, and we weren't able to, but it's about the tribute guitar that was built for Bert Philbrick in tribute of his wife who passed away. It was really a community effort, and I'm sure most of you are aware of it, but really seeing the cigar box guitar community come together for one of its own. It's the way
internationally.
It's the way it's always been, really, but it's great to see it happen, and Bert certainly is one of our favorite people out there in the community. So without further ado. So just a short video there of Bert himself playing that tribute guitar that the members all built and sent to him. It's a very nice thing. Speaking of things that Giddy Gangsters and Cigar Box Nation members have built, just this afternoon I got an email out of nowhere. Actually, it was in reply to one of the recent newsletters. A guy named Victor Martinez sent us a photo of a guitar he built. And this thing, take a look here. It's a triple neck guitar, and I know you can't see too much detail. We posted it on the I think Cigar Box Nation page. But if you look at those fretboards of those three necks, it's three string necks, that nice big box with the American flag motif, and you see those lighter patches on the necks. As best I can tell from the photo, those are different types of wood that he laminated together to make the neck exactly sized, of course, to match the fret spacing. And then there's a backing piece on there that helps stabilize it all and hold it together. But we just had to share that. I mean, that is some cool, awesome looking stuff there, in my opinion. I love seeing people do really intricate work like that. So well done, Victor. Thank you for sending that to us.
You know, I'm not stirring the pot when I say flag things as you shouldn't put it on anything. Yeah. But I'm of the opinion it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, nobody pays attention to that rule anymore, it seems like. So anyway, Danny's going to do a song for us now. Good old, well, I don't know how old it is, but it is not
5 years old.
Not Tennessee whiskey. Key of G if you want to strum along at home.
Seen my share of broken halos, folded wings that used to fly. They've all gone wherever wherever they go. Broken halos that used to shine. Angels come down from the heavens just to help us on our way. They come to teach us, then they leave us, and they find some other soul to save. Seen my share of broken halos, folded wings that used to fly. They've all gone wherever they go. Broken halos that used to shine. Broken halos that used to shine. Take it away. Don't go looking for the reasons. Don't go asking Jesus why. We're not meant to know the answers. They belong to the by and by. Seen my share of broken halos, folded wings that used to fly. They've all gone wherever they go. Broken halos that used to shine. Broken halos that used to shine. Broken halo that used to shine. Broken halos that used to shine.
Yeah, buddy. A little bit of Chris Stapleton there. All right, so now we've got a video that Louis Lamanna sent us. He's out there chatting away. Sent it, I believe this was, he was challenged by Shane, directly or indirectly, to record a cover of a classic song. Louis says he's played it for as long as he can remember, but he hasn't played it for about 15 years, and it took him 3 days to get through it without crying. So it's one of those good old nostalgic ones. So here's Louis Lamanna.
This is for you, Shane. Now after the turn of the century, in the clear blue skies over Germany, came a roaring thunder man had never heard, the screaming sound of a big warbird. Up in the sky, a man in a plane, the Baron von Richthofen was his name. Now 80 men tried, and 80 men died, and they're buried
I love to see somebody really put their heart into a performance. Thank you, Louie, for putting that together and sending it to us, playing that good old Country Roads banjo there, modified into a 5-string banjo from the original 4-string kit. He's got a pickup in it. It's really a nicely modified kit that we sell here at CB Gitty. So I guess now, without further ado, it's time for a little how-to or a how-to-play lesson. I don't do a lot of how-to-play lessons because, you know.
Because you can't play.
Well, there's that. Well, he sits there quiet most of the time and then zing. Just
well,
when you least expect
I'm very
it.
bad at coming up with jokes on the fly. I usually come up with them like at least 30 seconds later. Oh, if I had said that, it would have been funny. But it's way too late now.
Well, as I've long said, you can't complain about his playing skill because he doesn't have any.
Oh, I complain about my playing skill all the time.
No, see, the joke was.
Oh, yeah, I
because
see.
he
What
doesn't have any.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So now.
See what I mean? It takes me a while to think to
see
sink
what
in.
I mean? So now, without further ado, even though our good buddy, our good friend Scott Heron spilled the beans earlier, it's time for me to show off a top secret method for playing any guitar, really. I happen to have a 6-string here. All right, this is the top secret Baker method, we'll call it, playing above the capo. So if you can zoom in a little bit here, you see I've got my capo on the 5th fret of this 6-string guitar. And it's not critical really what fret you put your capo on, so long as there's room above it on the neck to, or below it. It's what it, wow, that's close. All right, I think they got it. I think they got the idea. As long as there's room above it to get your fingers in there. All right, you can zoom back up now. People are gonna start having seizures. So, here's how you play it. Let's play our favorite song, Wagon Wheel, using the patented Baker above the capo method. Headed down south to the land of the pines, thumbing my way out of North Carolina, staring up the road, praying to God to see headlights. Or you could play classic rock. What would you think if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? And that, everyone, is the Baker method. Above the capo, it's so easy. And if it seems like, you know, in three years or less of easy but very expensive lessons from me personally, you could learn to play these 3 chords. And the secret to success with the Baker method of above the capo playing is that if it doesn't seem like you're having any progress, all you got to do is strum louder. That's what I do at gigs when I don't know a song. I just play them louder.
And if all else fails, you could just light the guitar on fire and you'll be a legend.
This one's already been lit on fire at least once. You can tell by looking at it.
I mean, it's been done before, but...
I developed the Baker method
when you were
using this guitar.
That smell was horrible.
Oh yeah, nitrocellulose burning. So I'd like to thank our Scott Heron for really being the wind beneath my wings and inspiration on this amazing journey. It's been a journey. I've got a lot of people I'd like to thank, but I'm not going to. We're going to go right... Oh, happy April Fool's Day, by the way. All of that was complete BS.
We're going to cover Bette Mildy here. Did you ever know that you're my hero?
There is no above the capo plan. So without further ado, here's this week's What's the Deal with Spiel, where Shane tells you some actual motivational stuff for getting over roadblocks, playing your instruments.
This is Dan Metrovich from Resurrected Expressions here in Ottawa, Kansas, and I just want to know, what's the deal with Spiel?
hey. It's What's the Deal with Spiel? It's Shane Spiel, and we're going to cut the crap today, all right? We're going to cut the crap, and we're not going to talk about me. We're going to talk about you. I've given you guys so many lessons, and I've talked to so many of you, and you're frustrated. So let's stop for a minute. Let's talk about your playing. Let's talk about you trying to learn the cigar box guitar. And it's time to let go. All right? That's what we'll call this one. It's time to let go. Stop struggling as you're playing cigar box guitar. You keep coming, you see me playing, I'll play all this stuff. And you're like, Shane, I'll never be as good as you. I can't do this stuff. Yada, yada, blah, blah. No, I don't want you to play like Shane Spiel. I want you to play like you. Guys, this is the cigar box guitar, all right? This instrument has no rules. None. No rules. I don't care how you build it. I don't care how you string it. You got to understand, the one I'm holding right here, this is a fretted cigar box guitar with a tuning of EEB. There is no instrument out there that I know is tuned EEB except for this. It has no rules, so I created my own tuning with this and created my own songs. Great. What about you? You're sitting there, you're watching my lessons, you're watching lessons from other people on the internet, and you're frustrated. You sit at home, you keep going over, and you just don't get it. All right. What have you learned? What are the things that you sit and play that you enjoy? Those things might just be your own personal style. Where you're at right now, those few things that you've started with that you really enjoy, those might be your personal style. Listen, guys, we're talking about the blues, okay? Most of this stuff is rooted in the blues. At least the stuff I've been teaching and so many others have been teaching. Blues is a basis for so much. What do we know about the blues? Well, we know that every major blues hero had their own style, regardless of ability. Okay? Muddy Waters sounded like Muddy Waters, no matter what. I don't care what guitar he was playing, he sounded like Muddy Waters. Hound Dog Taylor played the shittest Japanese guitars and blown amplifiers. The amplifiers with blown speakers. And he sounded like Hound Dog Taylor, and it was some of the greatest electric guitar sounds I have ever heard. All right? Even Hound Dog Taylor said, when I die, they're going to say he couldn't play shit, but man, he could make it sound good. All right? Every major blues hero had their own style, regardless of ability. Some of them played fantastic. I saw B.B. King 3 different times. He was just mind-blowing every time. I saw Stevie Ray Vaughan. Stevie Ray Vaughan wore his influences on his sleeve, but he still sounded like Stevie. I mean, you just watched him and your jaw dropped, but everybody sounded like themselves. So stop trying to sound like me. Stop trying to be me. Stop trying to be Ben Giddy Baker, Justin Johnson, C6 Steve, whoever you're following. I want to know about you. What are the few things that you're sitting and playing cigar box guitar that you really like? That you may say, well, that's not how they do it, but I like this. That is the key. If you have that tickling in your brain, well, I like this, but no one else does it. That is what I want you to go after. Because that may be your individual style. That may be the seed to your own individual style. The music world needs more individual heroes. Okay? And yes, you can be a hero too. You play a cigar box guitar. You're not playing an instrument entrenched in all this theory and dogma and all the crap of so many other instruments. I don't care what instrument you play, if it's a violin or a hammered dulcimer or you name it. Every one of the old established instruments has at least some brainiac trying to tell you the correct way to play it. Well, you know what? I'm the freaking king of the cigar box guitar, And I'm telling you, how you play this thing is correct. How you play it, how you approach it, how you are going after this, that's what the world needs to hear, okay? That's all I got to tell you. Stop struggling. You're better than you know. I was hanging out with a friend last night. He plays cigar box guitar too. And he was just asking me, you know, like, show me some stuff. And I'm like, okay, sure, if you're struggling. And then I'm listening to him play. And he was great. He was great. In fact, he kept the 12-bar blues going enough that I sat there and soloed with him. He had no idea that he could play something that somebody could follow along to because he'd been doing it alone for so long. You're better than you know. And start believing in yourself, because I want to hear what you're playing. I want to hear your individual style. And, hold on, there. Okay. What's my style? You know, I actually have my own personal style. And my style is a percussive pick. I tried finger picking. I've tried struggling with finger picking for decades, okay? And it was actually through prayer that I felt God telling me, listen, you know what? This finger pick is your style. And it's because I spent so many years in junior high and high school as a drummer. And so I have this... For me, it's a percussive style. The slide, I have my own style, and one of those things on the slide is defined notes. Instead of doing... Muddy Waters was all about... all like that. For me, mine, I spent so much time sitting there going... playing individual notes with a slide, because I was, for the most part, playing a fretless cigar box guitar, and I wanted to approximate a fretted guitar. It became part of my style. And, you know, for me, I will also try to put weird sounds onto an instrument that don't belong, like the Indian stuff I was just starting with. So I have a few of my own little idiosyncrasies that make up who I am. And then on top of that, throw a dose of humor for my music, and you get Shane's spiel. I know who I am. I am not a virtuoso by any means, but I have a few things that work for me. Now, what are the few things you have that work for you? Sit back, relax. You got this. Stop struggling. Those things that you're enjoying, do them. Do them more. Change the tuning on your guitar if you need to get something, a break out of whatever's frustrating you, but just stop struggling. You got this. That's all I'm going to say to you. I'm not going to tell you to go shop anywhere to support this channel. We're done. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Well, he's right, you know, finding your own style. It's very important. Just this week, I got back into working on my book about the train trip I took. That's going on a year ago now, last summer, basically. All around the country, I'm working on a travelogue book that kind of steps through that journey, all the different places and the trains and the towns and all the things seen along the way, kind of traveling around the edge of the United States, you know, up through the northern plains, North Dakota and Montana, up into the Pacific Northwest, and then down California, and then across the deserts of the Southwest, and then into the swampland in New Orleans, then angling up through the South and the Southeast, back into the Atlantic seaboard and New York and back to Boston. Just yesterday, I got myself, at least route research-wise, to New Orleans. I got to take all of those notes and turn them into narrative that'll actually be interesting to read. But it really is amazing. You know, as I researched the route we traveled through and look up the towns and the things that the train passed, that I was able to see out of the windows at the time, but not necessarily understand what I was looking at. I'm going back and looking up the mountains and the monuments and the towns and all of that. And it got me thinking about an old Utah Phillips song. You know, he did a lot of traveling around the country, some of it as a hobo, by train, then later by car, touring to make music. And he wrote some songs in which he was trying and succeeding, I think, in kind of summing up some of those feelings that one gets out on the road, you know, traveling, whether alone or with others. This is one of those that I've loved for a long time. It's called The Tellin' Takes Me Home. And I'm, like the record to show, I'm not playing this above the capo. I'm down here below the capo where I should be. Oh, let me sing to you all the old songs I know of wild, windy places, locked in timeless snow, and the white crimson deserts where the muddy rivers flow. It's sad, but the tellin' takes me home. Come along with me to some places that I've been, where people all look back and still remember when, and the quicksilver legends like sunlight turn and blend. It's sad, but the tellin' takes me home. We'll walk along the wagon roads or down the iron rail, past lines of rusty Cadillacs that mark the Boomtown Trail, where dreamers never win and doers never fail. It's sad, but the tellin' takes me home. I'll tell you all some lies that were just made up for fun, where the loudest, meanest bragging can beat the fastest gun. I'll show you nameless graves that tell the way the West was won. It's sad, but the tellin' takes me home. I'll sing of my amigos who come from down below, whisper in their loving tongues the songs of Mexico, where they worked their stolen Eden, lost so long ago. It's sad, but the tellin' takes me home. Take it, Danny. Da-da-da-da-da. 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 Sing about an emptiness the East has never known, where coyotes don't pay taxes and a man can be alone, and you'll have to walk forever just to find a telephone. Oh, it's sad, but the tellin' takes me home. Let me sing to you all the old songs I know of wild, windy places that are locked in timeless snow, and the wide crimson deserts where the muddy rivers flow. Oh, it's sad, but the tellin' takes me home. Tellin' takes me home. All right, well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us. A lot of good chatter out there. I see Sue Messias, Michael Capato. I'm King Shane saying, I'm king of the cigar box guitar, and I say you don't suck. That is a motivational poster just waiting to happen right there. All right, so now I see Ashley, the Wicked Whistler, popped in out there. Ashley, we haven't run it yet. We're going to do 2 more videos. We got Kale doing Jump for My Love, Canjo skit. Those are the notes I have, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's a skit.
Usually is interesting. Then Tim Henderson doing a song, and then we'll come back, and without further ado, it's going to be the Jim Morris penny whistle as demonstrated by the Wicked Whistler.
Hey man, listen.
Hello. Who are you?
Like, that ain't important right now.
Oh.
Now listen,
okay.
man, them canjos, they're just like toy instruments. They aren't even a real instrument. You need to stop playing that thing, man.
So what do you consider a real instrument exactly?
Like, a real instrument is something that you can play recognizable tunes on.
So you mean like...
No, not like that, not like that. I'm talking about like an 80s dance song.
So like the Pointer Sisters?
Yeah, like the Pointer Sisters. Do you think you could play the Pointer Sisters on that?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes?
All right, then play it, Tough Cat.
Tough cat? Is that even a thing that people say?
You gonna play it or not, Cow Flop?
Okay, I'm pretty sure that one's an insult. All right, so anyway, let me hit the drum machine here.
Let's go.
Your eyes tell me how you want me. I can feel it in your heartbeat, and I know you like what you see. So hold me, I'll give you all that you need. Just wrap your love around me. Oh, you're so excited, I can feel you getting hotter. Oh baby, I'll take you down, I'll take you down where no one's ever gone before. If you want more, if you want more, more, then jump for my love. Jump in, feel my touch. Jump if you wanna taste my kisses in the night, then jump, jump for my love. You told me I'm the only one for you, and nobody loves you like I do. No, so make a move before you try to go much further. Oh baby, you are the one, you are the one, and heaven waits here at my door. If you want more, if you want more, more, then jump for my love. Jump in, feel my touch. Jump if you wanna taste my kisses in the night, then jump, jump for my love. I know this heart can make you happy. Jump in, I know these arms can fill you up. Jump if you wanna taste my kisses in the night, then jump, jump for my love.
Yeah, I still don't like it.
Who was that guy?
Well, I remember my dad pulling off the road. Someone broke down, he didn't know. He got him going again, wouldn't let him give him a dime. He had a soft spot for people on hard times. My mama knew the neighbors' kids down the street, holes in their clothes, nothing to eat. She said, I'm gonna feed them like they're one of my own. She had a soft spot for people on hard times. Well, I've been down and I've been out. I know all about living hand to mouth. What could have been me or you with that cardboard sign? Gotta have a soft spot for people on hard times. When the wind blows hard and the rain don't stop, good people losing all they got. Can't treat life being broke as some kind of crime. You gotta need a soft spot for people on hard times. Well, I've been down and I've been out. I know all about living hand to mouth. It could have been me or you with that cardboard sign. Gotta have a soft spot for people on hard times. Gotta have a soft spot for people on hard times.
Thank you both to go with Cale and Tim there. Cale, when are you going to come up and do a... Stop it! God, nobody needs to see that. When are you going to come up and do a residency at CB Gitty anyway? Seriously. All right, so here we are. Without further ado, here is the little video I put together of some clips of our own wicked whistler out there, Ashley, taking Jim Morris's penny whistle and having a good run and go with it.
Okay, here we go.
So if you want to see some more wicked whistling, including a beautiful slow air that Ashley played on that particular copper penny whistle, head on over to the Wicked Whistler page. The link's there for you. Plenty of other good whistling there as well. So Ashley, of course, is a member of Off She Goes. It's me and Danny and Ashley and Emily and Jessica, and we're doing another gig a week from yesterday downstairs at the brewery, and we got other gigs coming up. That was Jimbo's asking who's playing on the right side. As you watched that, to Ashley's right, there was a fiddle player in the background named Paul. Immediately to her right was Natalie, the Baroque flute player, and the rest of us were kind of spread around. There were quite a few people at that session, like 13 or 14 musicians. It was a good one. So, unless anybody's got anything else, I think we're going to call that our Gitty Gang show for the day.
I think that's a show.
Is that a show? It will be by the time we get through the theme song. So anyway, thank you all for joining us. We had fun. Hope you did too. Take that little playing above the capo playing lesson home with you. Work on that a little bit. Send videos of your progress. So without further ado, well, it's the Gitty Gang Show. Boy, this is slow, isn't it? TV, yes, it's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV. And we came to you live from CB Getty. Tell them about it, Dan.
Oh, we come to you live? Oh.
It's our first time, folks.
Yeah. Well, we come to you live every Friday afternoon at 3. At 3. Yeah, we come to you live every Friday afternoon at 3. And if we don't see you, how sad we're gonna be.
I hear tell you're working on a blues song there, Danny.
Yes, I am working on a blues song.
Yeah. You're gonna be surprised to hear it's train themed. What'd you say it was? The Saddest Train?
The Saddest Train.
And that, of
That's
course,
the title of it.
that's the train that comes through and tears up the rails. The work train that takes the tracks out. What the hell's that next verse? All right, I got it. It's coming around now. Nope, we're going through it again. As Arlo Guthrie once said, just waiting for it to come around on the guitar. Well, it's the Gitty Gang Show.
The Gitty Gang Show.
I said the Gitty Gang Show.
The Gitty Gang Show.
Well, the Gitty Gang Show.
The Gitty Gang Show.
Yes, it's the Gitty Gang Show. Whoa, whoa.
The Gitty Gang Show. It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV.
We'll see y'all next week.